What's going on, guys? So I've had a lot of success on my channel talking about Christian dating advice, and I figured that I would make a two-part series, one video for men and one video for women, talking about just dating advice, dating tips. So I'm gonna break down this video into three different sections: how to find, how to attract, and how to date godly women. Now, this video, obviously from the title, is going to be talking about the men's side of things. So if you're a guy, and actually even if you're a girl, you should hopefully be able to get something good out of this. So we'll go ahead and jump into part one, which is how to find a godly woman. So almost like when you're fishing, you have to kind of think like what you're pursuing. So if you're pursuing a good and godly woman, first and foremost, you got to know where to look. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and say that bars and nightclubs are most likely not going to be a very good place to find a godly woman. Ask yourself, if you were the ideal godly woman that you're searching for, where are you going to be looking for a godly husband? The answer is probably not going to be a bar or a nightclub. So let's just go ahead and discount that. Now, I'm not saying that it's not possible to find the person that you're looking for at a bar or nightclub. In fact, I know of several different couples that are good and godly couples that have actually met their significant other at a bar or nightclub. But if you're really wanting a good and efficient way to find one, is probably not going to be it. So small groups, church functions, and Christian colleges are all really great ways to find good godly women, as well as dating apps. Now, particularly during this pandemic, I believe that dating apps are more viable than ever because a lot of good godly people are lonely during quarantine and they feel like, I'm never going to be able to get out and meet the kind of person that I want to meet if I just don't put myself out there at all. It's hard to put yourself out there. Even if you do go to these church events, a lot of the time you're still required to wear masks, and as shallow as it might seem, we can't tell if they're attractive. And I believe that that's a huge part of dating, is knowing whether or not somebody is attractive to us. There's a reason that we don't just date our best friends or marry our best friends. Likely it's because we just aren't attracted to them. Now, I already made a video talking about dating apps. If you guys want to check that out, I will include that in a card above. They can be a fantastic way to find a good Christian significant other, as long as you use the correct dating app. And even with the correct dating apps, you still have to make sure that you use a lot of discretion, because there's still a lot of ways to get in trouble on even the most Christian app out there. Now we're going to talk about how to attract a godly woman. So you're at church, you're at a small group, you're on a dating app. How do I actually go about attracting the right kind of Christian woman? One of the things that I believe so strongly is to put out exactly what you believe, boldly and proudly. And I believe that naturally filters out the women that you're not interested in, or that you shouldn't be interested in. So if you are on a dating app, for example, don't leave a long bio talking all about yourself and then put a vague Bible verse at the end, or leave a cross symbol at the end. And the reason that I say that is because we want that woman to know that we are really serious about our faith, that it is our number one priority. One of the things that I always wrote down whenever I was doing dating apps was that Jesus was my number one priority, and that I was looking for a woman that would love Jesus even more than she would love me. Now, just a warning, that's going to scare away a lot of women, but those women are going to be the wrong women. We only want to attract the women that are going to take Jesus seriously and really devoutly follow Jesus. If we lose some of the lukewarm Christians or the girls that that put up a Christian front, then that's not really a loss for us. It might kind of hurt in the short term because you might not get as many matches, or you might not immediately find success, but in the long run, it's going to save us a lot of time, a lot of heartache, and it's not going to turn off the really serious Christian girls out there that are like, well, he has a Bible verse or he has a cross symbol in his bio, but I just don't really think that he's that serious about his faith. And those are the girls that I think that we're really trying to attract here, are the girls that really take their faith seriously. I can tell you personally that the most attractive thing to me was when a girl would, without me saying a thing about my faith, would say something bold and proudly talk about their faith in Jesus. That was one of the most attractive things that a girl could do. I believe that the same exact thing is true for guys. If a woman is looking on a dating app, or even just in real life, and you without warning talk about your beliefs, see, there are a lot of people that will hear the way that you talk about Jesus, or will hear what kind of faith you have, and because they're interested in you and they want your attention, they'll talk as if they're really strong Christians as well. And for me, when I was looking for a girlfriend, I'd pay very close attention to that. Do they talk about Jesus without me prompting them? Or do they need me to kind of lead them along before they'll even mention Jesus? Will they even mention God at all if I don't talk about it? So that's something that you really need to pay attention to. And I believe that girls pay attention to. So make sure that you really boldly talk about your faith. So once you've found a godly woman that you want to pursue, or that you have already pursued and are in a relationship with, how do you date a godly woman? One of the first steps that I'd like to talk about is that confidence and over-eagerness, there's a fine line between them. What do I mean by that? Well, women like confidence, but please do not ask for a girl's number or ask them out on a date just blindly. So, for example, you see an attractive girl in a Christian small group. You haven't had any interaction with her, and you just day one walk right up to her and ask her for a number or ask her out on a date. Now, there is a chance that this may work. But what I will tell you is that if they are a really strong Christian, they might disqualify you simply because you came into the situation thinking, wow, she's attractive, I'm going to ask her out on a date, without knowing anything about her heart or anything about her character. Now, she might be at a Christian small group, she might be in church, but I can tell you that that is not necessarily a true test of her character. You want to get to know someone's heart, you want to get to know someone's personality. Attraction obviously is a vital part of a relationship, but we have to make sure that we know a few more aspects about a girl before we take that step to ask someone out or to ask for their number. It's not a guarantee that you'll turn them off by asking something like that, but I can tell you, you'd hate to lose the perfect girl because you came across like just any other guy on the street walking up and asking for a girl's number. Another thing, make sure that when we're dating that we always have an eye towards marriage. Now, we have a tendency as men and just people in a relationship in general, both genders, I believe, that we have a real tendency to be blinded when we feel these feelings of infatuation or just extreme attraction to somebody, to just completely overlook all the signs that someone might not be a good match for us. So if a girl does X, Y, or Z, and you can't see yourself living with a girl that does X, Y, or Z for the rest of your life, then you probably need to talk to them about that. And if they're unwilling to change, if they're really stubborn and set in their ways, and it might not even be a bad thing, but if you can't see yourself living with somebody that does that, go ahead and do yourself and this person a favor and just rip the Band-Aid off right now. There's no sense in going a long ways down the road, building up this strong bond, and then deciding at the end, I just can't tie the knot with this person because this just bothers me way too much. Do not just date casually. Dating is nothing more than qualifying a person to be your potential mate sometime down the road. It's qualifying someone to see if they would be a good eternal partner for you. I think that particularly in dating where sex is involved, that we can really get caught up in feeling like, well, what's the point in getting married? I'm able to be physically intimate with this person, and it builds this kind of commitment to this person, this closeness to this person that really only should be in marriage. And so I think that in particular with a lot of people that are physical like that they have a tendency to just drag out the dating process. So those are the kind of people. Now, this isn't always the case. Sometimes you'll see people that are sexually pure in their relationships that will date for years on end. I can tell you that in particular, people that are staying pure and saving themselves for marriage, they're going to date with an eye towards marriage. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna make another video about dating tips and advice for women. I am a man, and I would like to believe that I know what a lot of guys are looking for, at least Christian guys like myself are looking for in a relationship, in a woman. So subscribe and turn on notifications so that you guys can be notified when I drop that video. I appreciate and love every single one of you guys, and I will be dropping another video on Saturday. It should be my usual vlog style content. I appreciate y'all. I will see y'all this Saturday. Thanks, guys.